Welcome to the Book Nook. I'm Joshua Reinbacker, and today we are continuing our ongoing segment on great American authors. Today's author is John Steinbeck. He is well known for many books, most famously The Grapes of Wrath and Of Mice and Men. But what makes him truly great? Today we find out. We will be joined by a few avid Steinbeck readers who will share their insights into his greatness. But first, a word from our corporate sponsor.
Ever since Ronald died, I've been searching for companionship. I kept looking at the couches and expecting to see him there, but I never did. It was a difficult burden to bear. Then I discovered Fake Cat. Fake Cat is a lifelike, cat-like object which can replace the hole left by a loved one. Now when I miss him, I can curl up next to Fake Cat and all my worries disappear. Fake Cat, the friend you never had.
Fake Cat is currently in beta and not recommended by most doctors. 50% of users experience allergic reactions. Side effects include nausea, disbelief, horror, and a sudden realization that nothing is as it seems. Fake Cat is currently available for $5.99 or more. Patent pending.
A big thanks to our main sponsor, Fake Cat. Without their support, these episodes would not be possible. Back to the program. John Steinbeck was born in 1902 in Salinas, California, a fertile valley region of the West Coast. The eventual author of multiple American classics and the winner of the Pulitzer and the Nobel Prize in Literature, Steinbeck arose from moderate circumstances. The environment he grew up in shaped him and his future as one of America's best writers. After studying at Stanford, majoring in English literature, Steinbeck left for New York a year before he was scheduled to graduate. Once in New York, he searched for a place to begin his writing career. Without much success, Steinbeck headed back to California and eventually landed in a small family-owned cottage outside of Monterey. The solitude of the cottage, his experience as a ranch worker, and a dozen of months on welfare set Steinbeck up with the materials that would lead to his greatness. The 27 books he published from 1929 to 1962 are concrete examples of what is truly American. What sets Steinbeck apart from any other author is his vision of man. The depth of his portrayals of men in the face of adversity and their responses to the challenges they face are incredible. His ability to contain their inner conflicts and dilemmas is beautiful and all too true. He is capable of presenting dire American situations and finding the beauty within them. Quote, "He holds his position as an independent expounder of the truth with an unbiased instinct for what is genuinely American, be it good or bad." Unquote. His versatility as an observer of the beauty and the tragedy of man is boldly realistic. The, quote, "serious and denunciatory," unquote, topics Steinbeck chooses, and the, quote, "vigorous and realistic verve," unquote, which he presents them with, allows him to convincingly reflect what is truly American. His unprecedented social eye, his goodwill, and his commitment to the defense of human values define his greatness. Perhaps his most celebrated work, The Grapes of Wrath, describes the devastating journey poor Oklahoma farmers take to California to find work during the Great Depression. In the novel, he explores the raw character of man in the most difficult of circumstances. Among others, his best novels include Of Mice and Men, Tortilla Flat, Travels with Charlie, and The Winter of Our Discontent. Within all of his works, Steinbeck was truly able to meet the Nobel Committee's criteria. He most certainly conferred the greatest benefit on mankind, but what sets him apart is his focus on man himself. After this short break, we'll hear from a few passionate Steinbeck readers.
grow sunflowers in my backyard, but every gosh darn day birds would swoop in and eat all the seeds. I tried all the conventional scarecrows, but the birds kept coming. Finally, a friend told me about Fake Cat. I just got one and set it in the yard. Presto, my seeds were saved. I guess it looked like a real cat to them. I am so happy I decided to get myself a Fake Cat. Fake Cat, the friend you never had.
Fake Cat is currently in beta and not recommended by any doctors. 70% of users experience allergic reactions. Side effects include fires, hurricanes, tsunamis, and a creeping feeling that someone is behind you. Fake Cat is currently available for $8.99 or more. Patent pending.
A big thanks to our main sponsor, Fake Cat. Without their support, these episodes would not be possible. Back to the program.
Hello Joshua, I'm Beatrice Brown. I've been a fan of Steinbeck ever since I was young and have deemed myself as a Steinbeck fanatic ever since. John Steinbeck is inspiring to me because of the way he's able to accurately represent the common man within his work. He represents the common man in a multitude of ways, impacting the lives of all Americans. As voiced in the presentation speech of Steinbeck's Nobel Prize winning, Steinbeck's sympathies always go out to the oppressed, to the misfits, and the distressed. He likes to contrast the simple joy of life with the brutal and cynical craving for money. Steinbeck is no stranger to the common man, and his abilities to accurately capture the true meaning and essence of the common man are woven throughout his different works. Most specifically, in his novel Travels with Charlie, Steinbeck travels the U.S. from border to border, recording his experiences with the various people and cultures he encounters. In this account, Steinbeck describes the diversity and variety among the people he meets and shows the realities of life through their varying perspectives. He rediscovers his country and its people through raw interactions and encounters, building the ever-changing meaning of American identity. Because this novel is a travelogue, the characters and experiences Steinbeck writes about are based on true aspects and reflections of the American experience. Travels with Charlie depicts the raw realities and struggles of Americans, providing multiple perspectives on the American experience. Specifically, at a rural gas station, Steinbeck has an encounter with the proprietor. The proprietor vents about his father and how he believes his father infringes on his future. The proprietor's life and background provide a deep contrast to Steinbeck's, allowing Steinbeck to reflect upon a different perspective than his own. This builds Steinbeck's own awareness and understanding of the common man by providing a raw example of the American experience. Steinbeck's portrayal of the proprietor is just one core example of how he represents the common man within his work. Steinbeck has numerous encounters with various Americans in Travels with Charlie, showing that the common man encapsulates all people, no matter what background or culture they come from. Steinbeck's representation of the common man is inclusive to all people, and his impact is very universal. Steinbeck's work is devoted to the common man and American experience, and it represents what the Nobel Prize is all about. Thank you, I'm Beatrice Brown, and this is what makes Steinbeck important to me.
Hello, Joshua. My name is Halvard Johannes, and I am very passionate about John Steinbeck. One of the reasons Steinbeck is so great is because he is well known for generously representing the common man, especially as opposed to those of wealth and power, which allows him to discuss a much larger portion of America than a small privileged group. My favorite example of this is in his literary masterpiece, Tortilla Flat, where Steinbeck describes the paisanos, or Mexican Americans from Southern California. Steinbeck chose to write about the paisanos as he felt that they were free of the corrupting influence of commercialism that was present in much of the upper and middle classes at the time. By choosing to write about people who live life outside the mainstream, Steinbeck offers a unique perspective of the ordinary American and their life experience. Steinbeck discusses one of the paisanos named the Pirate, who lives in an abandoned chicken coop in the yard of an abandoned house, as he feels it would be presumptuous to live in the house itself. Though the pirate is poor and average, he is a good representation of the American conscience, as he still lives a very meaningful and moral life. The virtue of the paisanos is proven once again, as they help out a woman who cannot feed her children herself. They provide her with vast amounts of food, but these Food items do not satisfy the woman, as she feels that only beans are suitable for her children. Instead of being upset with this woman for pickiness, the paisanos get her several 100 pounds of beans for her children to consume. This extreme altruism shows the underlying American spirit and how it is truly a force for good. Steinbeck's unique portrayal of the ordinary person as moral individuals allows him to dig deep into the true American experience and show what the American identity is truly like. This uncommon perspective on Americana makes John Steinbeck a very important and influential American writer. Thank you for your time, Joshua. It has been my pleasure.
And now for your fan favorite, Stephen Rickmaster.
Hello, my name is Stephen Rickmaster, and I'm the Digidude. According to Ranker.com, John Steinbeck was ranked as the third best American writer, perhaps surprisingly, beating both Faulkner and Hemingway, leaving Mark Twain and Edgar Allan as the only writers ahead of him. However, on ShareRanks.com, Steinbeck is all the way down at 5th, and in an article on Commentary magazine, he was ranked 21st. As far as individual books, Grapes of Wrath was listed in the Telegraph's Greatest American Novels. It was number 3 on list challenges, and 64th according to the American Scholar. All in all, it would seem that there's a wide range of where he ranks, but there's little disagreement as to whether or not he is among the best.
Some people like to call me a cat person. However, I prefer person-cat, because I feel like I'm more cat than person. My doctor says that's biologically impossible, but what does he know? Anyway, within my cat community, there was a deal of fuss after Sniffles passed away, especially for Purball. Although many of us were friends of Sniffles, Purball had been the closest. Unable to find a viable solution in the cat world, I used my human features to buy a fake cat. At once, Purball was much happier, and you could feel the sadness in the room fade away. Fake Cat was able to assimilate into our culture quite nicely. I wish more cats were like Fake Cat. Fake Cat, the friend you never had.
Fake Cat is now recommended in conjunction with Advil, milk, cucumber, filet mignon, brisk walks, stress, mother-in-laws, anything related to France, GMOs, orchestral music, baseball games, metal, cane sugar, and porcupines. Doctors actively recommend not purchasing this product. Patent pending.
A big thanks to our main sponsor, Fake Cat. Without their support, these episodes would not be possible. Back to the program. Thank you very much for joining us today. The Book Nook team would like to give a big thanks to Beatrice and Halbart for sharing the insights into the greatness of Steinbeck. A big thank you to the folks over at Fake Cat for their continued support. If you would like to contribute to our next episode, email us at thebooknook@gmail.com. We hope you enjoyed this segment of Great American Authors. I'm your host, Joshua Reinbacher. Until next time.